What's up, my babies? It's the one and only Yanabee, and I'm back here with another video. Alright, and as y'all see by the title, this is going to be a video where we go ahead and talk about why we should be selfish with ourselves. What have I learned since being... Sorry, my dog in the background. What have I learned since being selfish with myself, and why I feel like it's important for us as women to be selfish with ourselves, especially if you're in a relationship, because, baby, one thing about it, these niggas gonna do what they want to do, so make sure you're being selfish with yourself. Like, make sure, please. So I did do, as y'all see, I did do a full face of makeup today. I was actually just bored, and I actually had to go. If y'all already seen my gym vlog, then y'all know that I had ordered some stuff from Ulta, so I need to go pick that stuff up as well. And I was like, let me do my makeup, record a video, and then I'll go get the stuff from Ulta. So that might be a part of this video. If it's not, it's gonna be a part of the next video, because I know that was supposed to be a part of the gym video, but then I was like, no. So yeah, so go ahead and take the time, go grab y'all some wine, and come back so we can sit down and talk about this. All right, so I got my cup, got my ice, and I'm gonna buy me some wine. So I have some, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's the Sutter Home Pink Moscato. I just had some Stella Rose the other day, and when I say Stella was giving what Stella was supposed to give, baby, I wanted to go back and get some more of her. So the one that I had the other day was, what kind was it? I can't remember, but I'm about to drink some this. So I'm gonna just pour a little bit because I'm not really trying to be drinking today. So I'm gonna show you how much I'll pour, just in case y'all like, damn, is she drunk? Like, nah. And if I do pour another cup, y'all will see. So put this cup back on here. Let's get into the topic. I knew that I needed to start being, matter of fact, hold on, let me go turn this air conditioner off in the background, because I don't know if y'all can hear that, but let me turn it off. So if y'all can't hear it, y'all won't hear it no more. All right, so I just set that down, and I meant to say not the air fan, but the, you know, the little fan above the stove, that fan. So I had to go turn it off because it was just like real loud in the background and stuff, and I'm liking it. So I learned that I needed to start being selfish with myself when I felt my feelings getting too hurt in situations that I couldn't control. And what I mean by that is, if you're in a situation where you feel like you can't control it and it's making you emotional, it should never make you emotional, because first off, if it's out of your hands, there's nothing you can do about it. Whether you cry about it, pout about it, be mad about it, whatever you do, there's nothing you can physically like do to make that situation better. Unless you're like me, I love to go shopping. If I go shopping, it makes everything better. That's besides the point. I just realized that when you're putting your energy into people who aren't, how can I say this? When you put your energy into people that aren't giving you the same energy, you feel hopeless, you feel worthless, you feel all these different types of things. And if you notice, like, I'm one of those people, when I'm by myself, it's like I'm the happiest person. Like, I'm good, I'm grooving, I'm happy, nothing can ruin nothing. I'm having a good day, a good time, no matter what, if I'm by myself. Now, I could be with somebody for 10 minutes, you piss me off, that shit used to like ruin my full entire day. And it took me a while, I want to say, to grow out of that. I wouldn't say I'm completely grown out of it, but it has gotten better, because now I don't allow it to affect my day. Like, somebody could piss me off right now and I'm like, I'm not recording for YouTube, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. And it's like, why? Because it's somebody else? Because somebody else made me feel this, or somebody else did this and it made me feel like this. No. I learned at that point that I had to be selfish, because it's like, if I'm going to walk around moping because of the next person, it's not worth it. What I've learned since being selfish with myself, number one, people gonna hate you for it, no matter what. You being selfish with yourself, you being selfish with your time, your energy, you being selfish with your money, you being selfish with you in general, you just being selfish with yourself as a person. People are gonna hate that because they want to know, why can't they have you like they used to, or why can't they do this to make you upset how it used to. And it's because you're now selfish with yourself. You know exactly what you deserve, you know exactly what you want, you found your worth, and now you're adding text to it. Literally, that's all it is. And people hate that because when you find your worth and you start adding text, it's like, who the fuck this bitch thinks she is? Like, that's literally what people think. Like, who the fuck does she think she is? Because what makes you better than the next person? And it's not about you being better than the next person. It's about the self-love that you have for yourself, the self-respect that you have for yourself, the being selfish with yourself that you have for yourself. Like, if you're not doing all of those things, then you're going to crash. I'm just going to say it, you're going to crash. And I am a firm believer of that because I've went through situations where I put family members before myself, relationships, friends, a lot of situations where I put excuse them. A lot of situations where I've put others' feelings, emotions, or anything, like put them before me, and I realized like that got me nowhere. It got me nowhere, but people feeling like, oh, she's gonna do that all the time, or oh, she's gonna do this for me and just not do what she needs to do for herself. And it's like, no, because at the end of the day, this is my life. You only get one life, and are you gonna live it for yourself, or are you gonna live it for the next person? Because if you're not being selfish with yourself, you're not being selfish with your time, you're not learning your self-worth, you're not learning who you are, you're not taking the time to get to know you, then you're living for someone else. At the end of the day, like, let's just be 100% real about it. You're living for someone else, and who wants to live their life for somebody else? Who wants to do that? Nobody. I can tell you that right now, because I wouldn't say my life for someone else, but I've lived times for someone else. Like, it was a situation where I was in college. I came home from college. Was that a situation I wanted to do at the time? Yes, I had just went through a breakup and my feelings were hurt. But instead of me having that support of, oh, keep going, you got this, you can do this, you got this, it was just more so, okay, come home. Like, come home, you can come home. And then I wouldn't say it's their fault, but it was around that time I learned that when you're not selfish and you tell yourself, because it was like I was leaving school for a freaking heartbreak. Like, in all honesty, I was leaving school for a heartbreak. Like, my feelings were hurt. I had just found out I had got cheated on. This was my first time getting cheated on. And this was my first time finding out about it, because if I was cheated on, my exes, they was hiding that shit. This was the first guy where I actually found out that I was getting cheated on. And I was in college, and the guy, I went to college with him or whatever, and he ended up going back home. We were both from the city. You know what the city is, and you know where I'm from. But we both were from back home. He ended up going back home. He went back home. Of course, you know, we were still dating or whatever, and I was just in school, like, you know, I'm thinking everything good. So he came up there one weekend to come see me, and it was just like, I had found out he was cheating, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I laughed. I'm not gonna lie about it. I laughed. I called my parent and I cried. I didn't cry. I laughed. I wanted to cry because I felt like that's what I should have been doing. Like, I felt like I should have cried about the situation, but I laughed because I was just like, badass, like, that's what we're doing? Okay. And it was just like, it was what it was. But at that moment, like, I realized, like, what the fuck is the point? Like, you put in somebody else before you, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Because I ended up going home instead of finishing school, like I was saying. Even though I really didn't I wasn't really into school, and then what I was going to school for, I wouldn't have finished it anyway because I don't want to study what I was going to school for, so it would have been a waste of my time anyway. However, I probably would have learned that sooner if I was being selfish with myself, being selfish with my time, instead of going to see, my dude at the time, going to see him every day or sleeping in his dorm and this, that, and the third, and spending all this time with him. And then his cousin still went there, so I was with his cousin. So it's just like, instead of doing all of that, instead of being selfish with myself, instead of working out or putting my work into YouTube, because this is what I said I want to do. Instead of doing all of the stuff that I said I wanted to do, I was busy making others happy. And when you're making others happy and you're not making yourself happy, that's not going to, it's going to affect you in the long run, because you're going to realize one day that once again you've been living for someone else. And living your life for someone else, I've had an adult in my life who told me how they lived their life for someone, and now they're freaking crashing, like trying to figure everything out, what they want to do, put their pieces together and stuff like that, instead of when you knew you should have been selfish, you weren't selfish. You know what I mean? But what I can say, since being selfish with myself and selfish with my love, selfish with my time, selfish with my energy, I can say I accept less shit. And
why you want to put people in my business? I said, damn bitch.
And what I mean by that is, I accept less shit. I'm not allowing people to just tell me anything. I'm not allowing people to just give me the okie dokie. Like, it's not giving. Like, try that shit with somebody else. It's not giving with me. And I love that for me, because it took me a long time to get here. It took me years. It took me tears. It took me time, like literally time. And time is the most valuable and precious thing that you have, because you can't get time. Please just sit down. But like I was saying, time is just one of the most precious things that you could ever have, because you can't get time back. And you're always going to get older and wiser, but you're never going to be younger again. So it's like, why not use the time that you have now to learn yourself, be selfish with yourself, then actually figure out what you want to do. If you're in college right now and you actually don't want to be in college, don't be in college. Do what you want to do. I went to college because I was told that I had to go to college. Now, when I say I could have probably finished, I definitely could have finished college if I wasn't in a relationship. But then I probably would have realized at the end of the day that wasn't what I wanted to do, because I didn't want to go to college. College wasn't one of my goals on my list. Like, oh, let me make sure I go to college. Like, no, that wasn't. I went to college because that's what I was told I had to do. Like, you have to go to college, you have to get the degree, you have to do this, you have to do that. And in my generation is that generation that's going to tell you, baby, you ain't got to do none of that to be exactly what you want to be or where you want to be. Because at the end of the day, there's so many ways that you can become rich these days. Life itself is expensive. Apartments are expensive. Things these days are expensive. Prices have gone up. Rent has gone up. Too many things have gone up in order for six figures to actually make you live the lifestyle. Well, make me live the lifestyle that I want to live. So I've realized that if I want to do YouTube, I have to be selfish with my time. I have to, people want to go out, people want to see me, people want to do this, then the third. No, I have to record a YouTube video. Once I'm done recording that video, if I still have time to go out and do this, do that, that's fine. But I know that I need to do what I want to do first, because if I'm not, then once again, I'm living for someone else. Because now I'm living to have fun, but then when it comes down to my goals and my aspirations, did I live for that? No, because instead of living for that, I was living in the moment of having fun through another person. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't see what I'm saying, get it. I'm gonna tell y'all a couple things that can come with being selfish with yourself. So I don't have, as y'all see, I don't have my necklace on today, but I just literally have on a big sweater, drinking my wine. I did some makeup just because, and I have some leggings sitting in the house. But some things that come out of being selfish with yourself, I'm gonna say, is you fall more in love with yourself. Um, and who doesn't want to be in love with themselves? When you're in love with yourself, I just feel like I just feel unfucking stoppable. Like nobody can stop me. Like nobody can do nothing. Like as long as I have my self-love, I'm being selfish with myself and I'm putting God first, I feel like nobody can stop me. Like who's gonna stop me?
You can't stop me. A bitch, nobody can stop me. Who can stop me? Bitch, I'm giving them what they want. They don't even know what they want. They confused. They lost.
Nobody. Because God sees what you're putting into yourself. God sees what you're putting into other people. And if you realize all that love that you put into other people, if you would put that into yourself, you probably will love yourself way more. And as a girl who didn't have her father around, I just want to, as a girl, first off, as a girl who didn't have her father around and had a mother who was in a crazy relationship, but that's not for today, who didn't show me to be selfish with myself, who didn't show me, I wouldn't necessarily say self-love, but who didn't show me self-love, who didn't show me how to pack my bags and leave when need be, or who didn't show me how to do certain things as a woman that I feel like some mothers have taught you. Simple fact of a lot of women had parents or father figures to teach them like, oh, a man is supposed to do this, that, and the third. I didn't have that in my life, so I didn't have someone to tell me like, oh, you're not supposed to date a man if he's doing this, or you're not supposed to date a man if he's doing that. And I've seen my mom go through things in her relationships, was raised to see in life, and it just kind of made me, when I was younger, it kind of made me want to be the best for my mom. But then something happened there and I just realized I can't be the best for nobody. I have to be the best for me. I have to be selfish and be who I want to be, because at the end of the day, people are going to do what the fuck they want to do. Your parents going to do what they want to do. Your family, your relationship, those friends, everybody's going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. And if you're so good on pleasing people or pleasing others, then you're never going to feel like you're good enough for yourself. Saying you're never going to feel like you're good enough for yourself. And if you never feel good enough for yourself, this life can become hard. When I was so used to, when I was living with a family member, I was so used to validation from my whole family. So once I left from living with family and I moved out on my own and I moved to a big new city and I fell out with hella family members that I was getting all of that validation from, I realized, like, what the hell? Like, I was so depressed. I was so anxious. My anxiety was off the roof. Like, every little thing, like, I just didn't know. And it was just like, I didn't know like what was going on, what to do. I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know what was next. I didn't know how to go about anything. And that was because I was so used to validation, and instead of giving myself that validation and giving myself that self-love and giving myself that self-respect and everything that I require for others to give me, instead of giving that to myself. But okay, so y'all, I keep running out of stories, so y'all know what that means. It's about to be time to wrap this video up. But like I was saying, I drove myself into like this deep depression to the point where I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I realized that I wasn't selfish with myself, and I was too open. I was sharing too much. I was giving too much of myself to people who didn't value me. I was giving too much of myself to people who didn't respect me. I was giving too much of myself to people who just couldn't meet the requirements of the needs, the little needs that I was requiring in my life. And I noticed that I was accepting less, and I was not allowing God to flourish within my life because I was filling voids with placement holders, instead of allowing him to allow me to heal through that and know that the only way through it is to literally be selfish. Like, and I know people always say being selfish is like a bad thing, but that's what got me through my depression. Being selfish with myself, being selfish with my energy, and just saying fuck everybody. Because at the end of the day, when someone makes a mistake towards you, it's not you who's the person that they did it to. They did it basically to themselves. Like, they did it to themselves, but you felt it. And if you're feeling too much, that's because you're not selfish with yourself. Start being selfish. I promise you, your feelings will get hurt way less. And yeah, that's what I got to say to you. So take that information, go ahead, use it if you please, but apply it to your life. I promise you. If you're tired, go ahead. Make sure you start being selfish with your time, your energy, and everything. Start being selfish with you as a person, and watch how everything literally starts to manifest for the greater. All right, thank you guys for coming to watch me today. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Finish your glass of wine, and I'm gonna talk to y'all next time. Love you guys. Bye.